Hello, everyone. It's Cathy from ScamHaters United Australia and New Zealand. And today we're going to be talking to Cesar Camacho. And we're revisiting again our first for 2025 military romance scams. Very, very important. So I'll just bring Cesar in. I won't be a moment. Hi, Cesar.
Good evening and hello.
How are you? Oh, yes, it's your evening, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but it's okay. Some consider the day.
Yeah, it's
Happy
just gone
Australian
2 o'clock. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, it's Aussie Day. So, yeah, very
Aussie
good.
Day. Okay, I gotta
Yeah,
know.
Aussie Day. Yeah, good day to celebrate.
Oh, well, good. I'm
Being
glad
an
to hear that.
Australian, it's amazing being an Australian.
I can imagine.
Yeah, yeah. So, how was your Christmas and New Year?
Oh, everything is great. It was got some time with the family, so you can
Mm-hmm.
never beat that. And it was all really good. I can't complain.
Oh, fantastic. As you know, I spent it on the farm. It was
I
great.
know.
Farmer
So
Cathy.
pictures. That's amazing. It was so nice. Well, good.
It was wonderful, wonderful. But Caesar, we're kicking off this year and we're going to hammer down the scammers for
Hammer it down.
2025.
All right.
Yeah, worldwide. Worldwide.
That it
Definitely.
is.
Yes, it is. And we've got a really, really important conversation to have today.
That we do.
I know that we keep revisiting it, but we have to keep revisiting it to get the word out.
Yep, understood. Understood.
So, at first I thought I'd just start off with how they contact you, and a couple of things. They'll either contact you on a social media platform, either Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, anything like that. And they'll say, "Look, I'm sorry for intruding on your privacy, but I thought I'd just send you a message." I know. I thought I'd just send you a message, and I thought, you've got a lovely photo.
That's how it always starts, right?
That's how it always starts.
About privacy. I don't know anyone who uses that term in such manner. It's like if I talking to you, oh, I'm sorry to invade your privacy. What?
Mm. Yep.
You're not invading my privacy because you're just sending me a text that I don't even know you.
That's right. That's exactly right. It's they're very, very good, and they won't give up either. They'll keep hammering you.
Yeah, they will keep going. They'll tell you a lot of compliments, and those compliments will tug on your heart. Oh, you're so handsome. You're so beautiful. Or as Miss Ruth says, you're my queen.
Oh my God, I hate that. I hate that. And I hate being called babe. Oh.
Oh.
No, yeah. I don't like it. Don't like it. No.
And it's coming from a total stranger, even worse.
That's exactly right. And you were saying too that you were even saying too when you were in recruiting, you would get people ring up.
Yes, they would actually come to the recruiting station and ask if we know Captain Camacho, we'll just say. And I'll tell them, well, I mean, there's Army's pretty large, and they'll always send me. They'll always walk in with a document, and that document you can tell was forged. It was saying that it was a legal document stating that they need your name, your address, your social security number.
Oh boy.
Your bank information. So this way they can charge some fee so they can go on leave.
That is so wrong. It is so wrong.
It was terrible.
And especially with the military romance scams,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, when you think about it, what Marine or soldier would have time to go hunting for a romantic rendezvous on the internet? They've got a job to do.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of these romance scams, they're always on secret missions, right? They're always on a secret mission, or
Yeah.
what's the terms they use? They
Deployment. They're on deployment, or they're on
peacekeeping mission.
Peacekeeping. That's it.
Peacekeeping mission.
Mm.
And it's top secret. Somebody is always top secret. No one knows where they are. No one. But yet, if you're on this top secret mission that no one's supposed to know, why a total stranger is being called upon and talked to.
And you know what's too, Caesar, when they're on a secret mission or a deployment or whatever, and they say that there's been an ambush, or they've lost their gun or anything like that, you would not divulge that information.
100%. No.
Definitely not. No, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's yeah. I've got a couple of little notes here from my admin team.
Okay.
And they've got here this subject about you never ever have to pay for a replacement soldier.
No. Nope. It's totally on the branch, which is the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fee to replace a soldier. If a soldier has to leave to go back to the States, if they're overseas, that military branch will finance that soldier or whoever back to the States, so they can take care of business. And all they do is just take another one from the reserve unit or wherever unit they're at. That's it. There's no fee. There's no fee like that.
No, that's very true. And okay, so with the romance scam, the way it starts is a scammer. I hate using that word, but it's very, very fitting. Will contact you,
yes,
and will groom you. They will ask you all your personal questions. They will ask you if you've got children, if you're married, widowed, single, divorced, separated, whatever the case may be. Do you own your home? Do you own your own home? What do you do for work? And they're just grooming you. They're finding out information about you. But you know what? They don't give you any information.
No.
They will tell you, and it's lies all the time, and you know what I'm going to say? They will tell you that they're widowed.
Yep,
they're widowed, they're single, they're divorced, they're separated, their wife has died of cancer, died in childbirth.
Childbirth.
Been in a car accident, and they've been left with children. To bring up on their own. Now, those children are back home. They're either being looked after by a nanny or a relative.
Yeah.
And they have to send money home to their family to look after their children, which is right too, rightly so. Anybody would. But with a romance scam, they will start asking you for money.
Yep.
On several things. Like they will ask you, first of all, okay, where we're going, the Wi-Fi isn't that crash hot. And yes, I know we can do this again, Caesar.
Okay.
And their Wi-Fi isn't crash hot. So, but if I pay for a certain amount, I can get good Wi-Fi and I will be able to talk to you. They can't video call because they're not allowed to. They're on a secret mission, remember?
Yeah. So I'm gonna get ahead and because I know we talked about the internet. Okay. So when soldiers are deployed, majority of the times the internet will be provided. Now, if you're in a combat zone, yes, I paid a small fee per month, like maybe like $15 a month for my internet. Okay. To include, I'll add this also. When I was actually on mission, sleeping in the middle of the desert, I actually had my PSP is a handheld PlayStation. And I actually would sit next to our small little satellite, and I would actually talk to my family at least for I would talk for 5 minutes on that PSP in the middle of nowhere. So everyone, if you do have someone that says, "Oh, I can't get internet," if I can talk to my family in the middle of the desert, in the middle of the night, in Iraq and Afghanistan, where they can talk to you too.
And you can actually video call when you call your family.
Yes. But I would not do it during mission.
No.
I would do it once I was totally situated after the mission. So I would actually do the phone call. And if you didn't have, say, and there were soldiers at the time, they didn't have, say, a laptop with them. All the bases will have what they call, a morale, welfare, and recreational building, and it had an internet cafe in there where you can actually use free computers with the cameras on them, and you had a lot of soldiers just using that. They'll go there, they'll sit down, they'll talk to their family for a little bit, see them on the camera, and that's it. So yeah, and this was between 2006 and 2014. Technology has gotten a lot better, Ms. Cathy. All right, like technology.
Oh yes.
There's no excuse.
That's right. No, there's no excuse at all. So yeah. So getting back to what you're saying, I was saying they'd ask you for Wi-Fi, so we've covered that. The next thing they'll say to you is, "I am absolutely starving. The food is terrible here." That's a very, very well known.
Yeah.
What they'll say. Now, as we all know, the Army and any military force, Air Force, Navy, whatever, they all have mess halls.
Yes. So majority of like the bigger bases, they have dining facilities that are huge. Some of them even have live music. They'll put that there. Even the places, like for example, where I was at, I was on bases that had no specific name, or I was on a Iraqi/Afghan army base, and even there they had people who cook, or we had our meals ready to eat, also known as MREs, and they were great.
Ration packs.
Yes, and you know what? Also, we used to do. So we knew we were going to be on mission for a while. I packed a whole bunch of beef jerky. We would stop at the main base.
I love beef jerky.
I would pack a whole bunch of cereal, little boxes of cereal. I would pack a whole bunch of the Crystal Light packets.
Oh yes.
Put it in my. And I was fine. So right. Yeah, that whole starving, and it's just to add that drama to tug your heart closer. That's all that they're doing.
And also they will. You're right. They tug at your heart. That's very, very good analogy. They will also say, "Oh, look, unfortunately, I told you the deployment's going to be 6 months. Well, they're extending it, and we don't know how long it's going to be." That's another. So they keep you on the leash for as long as they can. And then they'll say to you, "Look, I am just falling madly in love with you. I know you're the person I really, really want to be with." And they will propose to you. They will propose to you over the internet. They do. I mean, it's crazy. And then they'll say, look, we have to pay for a marriage license, or we have to pay for a fiancé form. Now, as we know, yes, as we know, with the military, there is no such thing as that. And the military aren't interested in fiancés at all.
That is correct. The United States Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, they only acknowledge if you are married or you are single. There's no fiance, none, zero.
Exactly right.
Even if you do have a ring on the finger, the military will still acknowledge you as single. There's no fees and no forms. Everyone, nothing.
No.
If you're engaged, you're considered single by the military.
Because when you sign up, you are giving your life to your service, and that is what they're interested in. They're not interested in all this other rubbish that goes on behind the scenes in your life.
Not at all. Not at all. Like I say, if you're married, yes, they want your marriage license, and then you are documented as married. If you are single, you're documented as single. If you're divorced.
Sorry, what about de facto?
I'm sorry?
What about de facto? De facto, you probably call it as a common law marriage. Do you have those over there?
Oh, common laws. Yes, we do have common laws. So common law, you are still considered single.
Oh, wow. Even if there's children involved.
So if you have a child with a common law, but there's no marriage certificate, then you are single with a dependent.
Well, I didn't know that one. There you go. You've taught me something. Another one is also, they'll say, okay, look, I'm going to leave, but I have to get what we were saying before, the replacement soldier. And then they will say, but because I can't get to my bank accounts are all frozen. Don't we love that? Oh, my gosh. Oh, honestly, yeah, their banks are frozen. Their accounts are frozen. They can't get to it. So can you please purchase me a flight ticket? I promise you, I faithfully swear on my mother's grave that I will pay you back when I get there.
No.
No.
And the reason being, Miss Cathy and everyone that's listening, as soldiers, we have access to our bank accounts because, there's no such thing as not having. Why would your bank accounts be frozen anyway? Unless there's now think about this. Everyone's seen it in the movies where the person's about to get arrested. What do? They freeze all the accounts. So when that kind of put, one and one together, well, if they froze their, why would they do that? And even if they were telling you the truth, that should be a big red flag anyway. If a person, if I'm talking to Miss Cathy here and we talk about banking, and I say, yeah, my assets are frozen. I think Miss Cathy should, oh my goodness, wait, what is this? What is Caesar doing that they froze all his assets, froze his bank account? But yes, it's not true. Again, they just adding that drama, so this way they can get your information. So this way they can get money from you.
There's just so many lies. And I was doing a talk with Ruth about a week and a half ago, and another thing that I didn't know, and this wasn't a military person, it was an investment scam, but the person that this gentleman was going to meet, this lady was in the same city as what he was, and they'd organised a coffee date, and an hour before the coffee date was due to happen, she texted him and said, this is a new one, that I'm very, very unwell. I have to cancel my coffee date because I've got my period.
Wow.
And Ruth said there is an actual menstruation scam.
Really?
Yeah. I was shocked, absolutely shocked. So they will do anything and everything to get your money.
Oh,
You know, I mean, yeah, it just blew me out of the water. Caesar, can you name some of the red flags from your point of view? You being in the military, can you name some red flags that really stand out that are untrue?
Okay. So we can start off with, and I've hammered this plenty of times. Let's start with the grammar. Okay, like we said earlier today. Sorry to intrude on your privacy. No one says that. The grammar on a lot of these text messages is downright terrible. Now they do get better because I think they kind of learn, they kind of get comfortable what they say one up, but everyone, please, the grammar is just awful. Another thing, like we said earlier, going on secret missions. No, why would they call? I've been on missions that were considered secret. I didn't talk to my family.
No,
I didn't talk to them at all. You know, and if they do say that they're overseas with their unit and they're talking to you every day at the same time, that's something wrong. That's not right. It's not right at all. Forms, again, like Miss Cathy said, ain't no soldier gonna give you a form to fill out. Nothing. There's that absolutely nothing. No form saying, "May I leave this base so I can go back to the United States, get a replacement soldier." Travel fees. No military is going to do that. The military is actually going to take me and bring me to where I need to go.
Yes.
That's it. They're going to take me to my place of duty in the States. Now, if I want to go elsewhere, then that's on my dime.
Excuse me.
From Iraq to, say, Fort Hood, Texas, that was on an Army dime. So,
that's right. They will send you back to your closest origin where you actually are. You know, and I mean, if you want to go somewhere else, as you said, it's out of your pocket.
Yep, it's gonna be out of my pocket. So if I wanted to go to Hollywood, California, but my station was in Texas, they would take me to Texas, and then on my time and my money, I would go to Hollywood, California. But I just had to make sure I came back on time. They would give me a specific block time where I had to be back.
Another one too, Caesar, is medical for you and the family. You're covered.
Yes. So military, yeah, we're all covered. There's not going to be. There should be no way, shape, or form that a military member would ask you to assist them in medical expenses. Medical expenses are all taken care of.
I've heard so many scams where the victim has said to me that, look, he's had an accident and he's in hospital, but the hospital want to be paid before I'll be released, but I can't because I know it sounds ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous to us, but I can understand the psychology of the victim at the time.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, where they'll say, but I need to pay the bills straight away and then the army will reimburse me. I haven't got the money. I need $12,000, for this operation.
Nope.
But, it's crazy. And they will pay it. They will pay it.
Yeah. And because, like you said earlier, once they get that established, they'll grab hold And that's it. Once they know they got you, they can say anything, and you'll believe them. You know, because they start with the innocent lies, like, I can't talk to you. I gotta get off right now because my commander is calling me. So they start with the little lies, and they start making it bigger and bigger because they're gonna make you relaxed. They're gonna make you very relaxed. You know, stuff that you can believe. Oh, I'm gonna go eat dinner right now at the mess hall, or I'm gonna call my son. You know, but and then and it just makes it, and the lies just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But you're already falling for the other ones already.
And the worst thing about it is that, you know, we tell our victims, and Gayleen and Alicia and Ruth, they are absolutely wonderful. They know what they know how it works, and they will continue to lie through their teeth. As you said, it'll start off with a very, very small one for money, and mine was Wi-Fi. Once you pay that, you'll pass the test.
Yep.
Once you pay, they know that they've got you.
That's all it takes.
And it can be, and people will be in scams for months, even years.
Years. Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord! Look, I've had 2 victims recently. That one was in a scam for 5 years.
Oh my!
5 years, Caesar. Wouldn't you learn? Wouldn't you question it? You know, that's just awful.
Yeah, man, 5 years, and I can tell you right now, that's probably a whole year of the little lies. You know, a whole year of the little lies, because they got patience, and also these scammers, they got probably another person they're talking to as well.
I'm glad you brought that up too, because with the scammers, you're not just talking to one. With the romance scam, you are talking to many. They work in shifts, and they'll be in their little houses, and you'll hear the chooks, you know, cracking outside, and you know it's dirty and dusty, and they'll be on the floor with the laptops, and then the next shift come in, and it is, and you know that in the end, you know that you're talking to many because they're different personalities.
That's true.
One might be really, really loving, understanding, and romantic. The next one could be impatient. And the one after that could be downright nasty. You know, I mean, it's just terrible. And why do they do it? Why do people continue with the relationship? Or in our case, a couple of cases over here, they're out of their romance scam and everything is fine. Then they're contacted again by the same person, but using a different, using a different account, and it all starts over again because they are just so in love with their scammer and they haven't got over it.
And a lot of times is that attention that the victim receives. You know, everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to be complimented. Complimenting is such a good feeling. You know, to include you getting a compliment, and it's believe it or not, getting a compliment and that you can't really see, it's really more of a better feeling, because you always see is maybe that one little picture, but you don't see no one talking, no one saying anything, but just the words right there. You are amazing. You're a sunshine of my light. You're, you know, everything that can possibly make you just feel, I feel so special. And I won't be surprised these scammers got a script of what works, what words work, and what doesn't.
I'm just oh goodness, I'm just going through. Yeah, it is sickening, Michelle. I'm just going through all the comments here. Yeah, and they will say that the soldiers are also provided with frozen. Saying there, hang on a minute. The soldier will also be provided with dietary food if they're vegan or vegetarian, and that's true. They won't, they won't. Yeah, they do. They will. If you've got a diet, for instance, if you're in the services, you get diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure that the military would look after your food for you.
100% to include. So say for example, we are eating MREs, right? The MREs will be labeled, for example, vegan, or we'll say contains shellfish, or say contains milk, or gluten. It'll say what's on there. And to include, as I said earlier, if we know we're going on a mission and we'll be gone for a little while, we get our own. We'll pack our own food. So if Mr. Wonderful knows that he's needs a specific diet and he gets the wrong stuff, I mean, grown up. But like I said, I've never seen where people had that type of issue occur to them. Because like I said, everything is labeled, even in the tiny facility. So even if you know, hey, surf and turf. Today's surf and turf, so they're gonna serve lobster and steak. They will still say you'll see it. It'll still say labeled shellfish. Shrimp, shellfish. Regardless, because you got to make it easy.
And Michelle was right too. She's got here that a lot of the victims are elderly and they don't get out. And this is just completely engulfed their whole world. This wonderful relationship.
Sure. I mean, think about it. If usually elderly, right? Yes, a lot of the victims are elderly. They don't have anyone in their home. No one's with them. Their kids are doing their thing. The husband's off somewhere, either passed away, working, or just not there. And a 75-year-old woman, and here she has a 30-year-old man saying, "You're so beautiful today." You're
that something's got to be wrong.
Sure, but they're not going to think that though.
No.
Their hearts can be going like this as they're hearing how wonderful I look, how beautiful I am. So and they're perfect.
Oh yeah, it is just so sad. But it'll go on, as I said, it'll go on forever. And then you've got the other ones that, okay, they get out of the romance scam, everything is perfect, and they get hit up again.
Yeah.
And, they just don't learn. And we just shake our heads. It's just, who, I know I wouldn't, but honestly, Caesar, if you weren't a married man and you met somebody online and that woman was falling madly in love with you, but the love was all based on money. Now, I wouldn't want to be in this relationship at all.
Not at all.
At all. Definitely not. No.
Because it's just money, and then you don't see them. You don't see them on the camera. Let's be real. There's always an excuse.
Some of them do see them, but they'll send through a video call and it'll be a pre-recorded one. I know. This is where we're going to get to AI. They will send through a video call that's an AI one, and then you will go to ring them and they won't answer, and then they'll send a message back, well, how did I sound? How did I sound? Could you hear me? I've heard this one before too, but the AI ones are getting so good.
Yeah.
And good. You know what they can't do on an AI video? One thing they cannot do on an AI video, Caesar, hold 5 fingers up on both hands.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the AI video, that's
Hang
how
on.
the mouth moves.
Hang on.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Or Caesar, get up and turn around. They can't do that.
No.
They can't do that.
No. And it's funny, Miss Cathy, because I want to say I think it was someone that I think Miss Ruth knew, one of the victims that she was working with, and it was someone using my picture,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a video that I made, but what they did was they edited the video, so it was weird because they would say, "Hey, this is the real one. That's how I said. I always say this is the real one,"
Mm.
and they would just edit it and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get through. I couldn't, you know," and all it was one of my old videos, and they just edit it, and it would look like I'm trying to come through. Ain't that something?
Yeah, they do that. It's awful. And I mean, you would know, Caesar, because unfortunately you're a victim yourself. Your profile has been used by
Mm-hmm.
scammers to scam people.
Yeah.
And on that note, if you would like to just explain the ramifications that you have to go through.
Absolutely. So we'll start off with everyone. I've actually had people contact my wife. I had the victims call my wife, and I keep my wife. She knows all this that's happened to me. I showed her the fake accounts, so she's But at the same time, if my wife was not understanding, just think of the headache I would have. Now, here's my wife, all these women are calling saying that I'm talking to them, asking them for money, how I'm telling them how much I love them, how I'm going to leave my family so I can fly over to see this other.
That's heartbreaking.
It is. And like I said, I'm glad my wife, like I said, me and my wife, we talked about it already. So she's very understanding. She understands what's going on.
Wonderful, wonderful woman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it, because I could tell you. Even if maybe if she was a different woman, I still told her maybe it would be too much. Because, like I said,
because it is a lot to take on.
It is, because it's not just one. It was a bunch already. The other thing is, again, exploitation of my kids. That's okay. You want to exploit me? Fine, I can take it. But really, you're gonna use my children for whatever how you want to put your story out. So that bothers me probably the most out of all of it. My kids got to be out there, but no, I think that it's gotten better. It's gotten better. So, but yeah, that's been the biggest. Probably the punch to my heart is usually when I see that. And then the other thing, and this could be a big consequence, is that when all this happened, I notified my leadership in the Army.
Oh yes.
Because what if, for example, they contacted someone, they found out who my leadership was, and says, "Hey, Sergeant Camacho, he's doing this," and they'll do an investigation on me, which is fine. I mean, all right, whatever, but I'll be flagged from my Army benefits and flagged from so I would be under investigation.
And that's an awful thing to happen.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So like I said, there's a lot of things that can really go backwards,
and it's not only that, you also have to explain to your nearest and dearest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, because I think I may have told you before, but when I was traveling, I had a work partner, and he got contacted. Contacted. Hey, and she said, "I saw you in this video. I wasn't sure if that's the real one. Is that really?" And I told him about it. He said, "Yeah, that's you're probably talking to the wrong person because this is the real one. I'm with him, and this is you don't know who you are."
Mm.
And it's mind-boggling, Miss Cathy, because if you can do all those resources to find the people I work with, my wife, you can find the resources to find out if I'm real or not. You're talking to the real person.
Mm. No, what's really, really frustrating is I wish that we could hunt these people down.
It would be nice,
but
unfortunately, many of the scammers they're not in the States.
They're not.
They're not. And a lot of times you'll hear the term out of our jurisdiction.
Oh, yes. Mm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're going to say.
Mm.
That's they're going to tell you. Well, this is our jurisdiction. You can make a report, and we'll see what comes out of it.
Mm.
And the poor victims will say, "Well, this is what happened." And the sad part is, many, and I can't say all law enforcement, but many of them are going to say that, "Hey, this was your decision." So and it's sad because again, it's yes, the victims make the decision, but I guarantee you, 100% of them were exploited.
Mm. And that's why my latest thing for this year is the word no. No. It's a powerful word. Powerful word. No. No means no.
It's another powerful word, Miss Cathy. That little button right there that says
Yep.
Block.
Yep. Exactly.
You should see my block list. Oh my goodness. And it's all
I'm the same.
Yeah. The suggestion said we should be friends. I don't know who you are. Block. That's it. I don't know. And a lot of people say, Miss Cathy, and everyone out there, well, I feel kind of bad that I'm blocking this person. Why?
Why?
I don't know.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. But I've heard it. I've heard it. They say, well, I feel kind of bad blocking them.
Definitely not. No. Wouldn't give them the time of day. But look, everyone, don't continue with these scams. They're evil.
Mm-hmm.
They wreck your life, not only emotionally but also financially. And I've heard of people, not even having $2 in their bank account. It's just awful.
It is.
Don't give. Oh yes. Another thing, Caesar, do not, as you said, with you're saying before earlier on about the social security number and everything. Here in Australia, we don't have social security numbers. We have what we call MyGov. Okay. And MyGov is very, very similar. But if you give them your MyGov, they can get into everything. They can get into your Australian taxation account, your pension account, your medical history.
Oh, wow.
It's very, very involved, in my MyGov account. Very involved. Medicare, they get into everything. So please don't give them MyGov. Do not give them the bank account. I've had victims where they've given access to the scammers, their bank accounts.
Yep.
And their pay goes in or their pension goes in on a particular day. They go to pay a bill. There's no money.
There's no money,
It's been taken out.
And then they'll tell you anything. And
that's tragic.
Yeah.
I mean, oh no, that's really, really upsetting. That really grates at me. The way that another analogy I say, and that is the scammer is raping your life.
Yeah. And trust me, they don't care. You're not going to get your money back.
They don't. They have no conscience.
No conscience whatsoever. It's like a job.
And,
It's their
you know,
job.
as you said, with that 75-year-old and a 30-year-old, well, the scammers are anything from, I mean, they're boys, you know, 13, 14, 15 years old they can
Yeah.
start at. And they'll
Yeah.
go right through. I mean, and what they learn is just, it's terrible. And they're not only talking to you, they're talking to many
Talking
at
to
the
many
same
people.
time.
Yep. That's absolutely right.
So if you think that you're the only person that scammer is talking to, you're not. They could be talking to 20 people all at once.
Yep. They just scheduling in. Miss
Yeah.
Cathy. I'm going to talk to Miss Cathy from 9 to 11. Then I'm going to talk to Caesar from 11 to 1 and
Yep.
vice versa. Because ain't it
Yep.
funny? They're always on that schedule. It's a schedule.
Mm-hmm. 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 And I always say with photos on, I always tell people to tighten up their security on their social media accounts.
Yeah.
And that is, make your profile photos private. Private. Don't put any details whatsoever about yourself, not what school you went to, what you do for work, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
If you want to have one photo, have a photo of a sunrise.
There you go.
Have a photo of a sunrise. You know, it's
nice one. So
yeah, it is a nice one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, well, you know what my profile is like, but if anybody contacts me, my profile is very, very, very limited. And you can't see much on it. And that's what I say to people. And the same with your phones. If you get numbers like the area codes for Lagos, the code is 234.
Yeah.
So if you're getting any phone number on WhatsApp and the area code is 234, which is a country code, I should say.
Yep.
It's a Lagos, Nigerian phone number.
Or just someone you don't recognize.
Exactly.
Why?
That's right.
Why entertain it?
Oh. Yeah.
Because the phones now, if they don't recognize, it'll say delete and report junk as junk.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And that'll come through in the message on the bottom. Yeah. If you think that this is spam, report and block.
That's it. And trust me, I get times where it says, hey, remember we talked. Delete, report junk. That's it.
Oh. Very, very wise words. But people, please
it's really
listen.
that easy. It really is easy, everyone. You know, I get it. You know, everyone wants to be loved. They want to have friends. They want to have camaraderie. You know, it feels so good. But always keep in the back of your mind, you still got to take care of the numero uno person in life.
Exactly. And they love single people,
widows, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And unfortunately, I was in that category because I'm a widow. Actually, it's my husband's anniversary tomorrow. It'll be 9 years.
Wow. Well, God bless him.
Yeah, yeah. So, and that's the way I was picked up. You know, so don't put any step. I mean, well, no, that's not right. You can put whatever status you want. I'm just saying, be very, very mindful.
Yeah.
Very mindful and very clear. You know, just watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Keep your profiles private. That's it.
One more thing before we finish. MSN Messenger. Now, I don't know if people are aware of this, but with the messaging app, okay, you've got all your chats on with your family and your friends, whatever, your work. If you go to message requests, and if you check your message requests, go to the spam folder, and you will see the amount of scammers that have tried to contact you.
Yeah.
I go through mine every day.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, or in the States, junk mail.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Junk mail.
I mean, you Google mail, you go to your junk mail, and it's just all these hey, handsome, how are you? Let's get together. I want to meet. It says, we click, press here. No.
And also the military are on a lot of dating apps too. The scamming, I should say. The scammers are on dating apps where they're scammers. So it's not only the social media, it's also the actual dating apps. And as you're saying, Caesar, when you really think about it, you're there to do a role. You're not there on the defense force time.
That's it.
To have a relationship. It doesn't happen.
No, even when I had single
and it shouldn't happen either.
When I had single soldiers, I mean, they were given time, but when we had our mission, when we had to do our job, that's what happened. Yes, they had downtime, and but their downtime, they were talking to their brothers, they were talking to their sisters, they were talking to their parents. And these are single soldiers. They're talking to loved ones. They're not really spending time on Tinder or any of those dating apps. Because again, why? Because we are overseas for almost a year.
So ending up the conversation, the red flags to look out for if you are contacted by military, oil rigger, pilot, doctor.
Oil riggers are big.
Businessman. And if they say those words, I came across your profile. Sorry for intruding on your privacy, but I think you've got a beautiful picture and I would just love to get to know you. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, because you are going to be in for a world of heartbreak.
100%.
A world of heartbreak. The red flags with the military, the Defence Forces looks after their members and their married spouses and children. So you do not have to pay for any school fees, or because the service member will pay for those, but any medical, nothing at all. They're all covered. Food, they have mess halls, they're covered. They've got a mobile phone, they use those. And they can make video calls.
Can make video calls.
And yes, and also phone calls. If they do lose their weapon, they're in a whole lot of trouble for a start.
You're not going to hear from them for a very long time.
Exactly. They're going to be in a lot of trouble. You do not send money over for a replacement weapon. There is no such thing as a replacement soldier.
Nope, none.
To get out of deployment. Oh, goodness. People, please listen. Look, Caesar is the expert. He's in the military. He's been used. He knows what it's like. Everything that I get very passionate. Sorry, Caesar.
No, don't apologize. You're fine.
I get very, very passionate about it.
You're fine. Trust me.
Yeah, and you're a victim too.
Yeah, they take my
pictures. It is just not right. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Please come to ScamHaters United in the UK, or come to us, or our ScamHaters United America. We will give you the education and the awareness. We will listen to you. We'll understand. There's no embarrassment, and you are not stupid.
No, not at all.
It can happen to anyone, and it doesn't matter how intelligent you are. It can happen to anyone. No.
I agree, everyone. And if you have questions, hey, save those text messages. Send it to Miss Cathy. Send it to Miss Ruth. And if it's military, they'll send it to me. They already done it already. They send it to me. I can tell them it's fake.
Well, I mean, and look, I'm very, very privileged because Caesar is absolutely a wealth of knowledge. He knows what he's talking about. I always call Caesar, he's my go-to man. You know, if I have a problem, I can always come to Caesar. We will have a discussion.
Yeah.
And if you still have trouble believing, Caesar will even call you.
Yeah, done it. I've done it a few times already.
Yeah.
And help a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because again, like Miss Cathy said, it's not it's not a stupid question. It's not a dumb question.
Oh,
obviously,
no.
if you have a question about it, then just ask. There's no problem at all whatsoever.
No. I forgot to also say, don't send personal images.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's another big scam where it can go into extortion or sextortion.
Yeah, blackmail.
So, exactly, blackmail. Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. And if you have any questions, come to us. I'm only too happy to talk to you. If I have a problem, I'll message Caesar. We'll have a discussion and he will give me the information. And if you're still struggling, as Caesar said, he'll talk to you.
Not a problem.
Yeah. Okay, my friend. Thank you so much.
Miss Cathy, always a pleasure. It is truly my pleasure.
Oh, we're very, very... ScamHaters United UK and ScamHaters United Australia and New Zealand are very, very lucky to have you, Caesar. We really,
Hey,
really
you guys
are.
helped me.
Yeah.
Trust me, everyone. They helped me. They got rid of so many fake accounts.
And we do that.
And I even got blocked off my main one at one point. I was told that I was the fake one.
It's a nice feeling on your. It's a nice feeling on your part.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So please, everyone, trust Miss Cathy, trust Miss Ruth. All right, these ladies at ScamHaters, they're here to help. All right, there's no judgment. There's no nothing. That you tell them what's going on, they will find the resources. Trust me, they will find the resources.
And even if we have to keep hammering this home, every time we do a podcast, we will, because it needs to be aired. It really does need to know that you're not talking to a military person.
Yeah.
It's not happening. Caesar, thank you. I'll go and enjoy the rest of my Australia day.
Yes, enjoy. Wait till the Australian flag.
Okay. Thank you, Caesar.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, bye-bye.
We'll talk to everyone later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.